Hello and welcome to Unpreachy, a podcast of homilies from St. John Chrysostom Parish. Today, Father Brian Zumbrum reflects on John chapter 13, verses 31 to 35, the Gospel reading for the 5th Sunday of Easter, May 18th, 2025.
So a few weeks ago, I was at a homegoing service for a wonderful man, the grandfather of several of my former students. There were so many people there, crammed under the pavilion, to celebrate this gentle soul who had transformed so many lives by his goodness, his generosity, his laughter, his light. And at one point, I looked over at his wife, who had a few tears rolling down her cheeks. And I watched as one of her dearest friends wiped them away one by one, gazing deeply into her eyes, and then wrapping her in their arms. And I realized in that moment just how rare it is to watch someone actually wipe away another's tears. It is such an intimate and vulnerable act. One person whose heart has been brutally exposed, unable to hide the tears that run, and the other who steps into that circle of pain, so close that they can feel the anguished breath of the other, and then shields that person from the pain and shame of the world with their very own body. Despite the beauty and the intimacy of this action, I then realized that's not how most of our tears are handled, is it? No, for far too many of us, we handle our tears ourselves, do we not? We wipe them away with our own rough strokes. We take that steadying breath, hold our head high, and march forward, plastering on the fake smile, armed with all of the cliches that everyone wants to hear. I'm fine, I'm okay, I'm holding up. We lock ourselves away in our bedroom, where we wet our pillow with the tears we refuse to let anyone else see fall. We turn on the shower and scream into the water that drowns out our pain, our loss, our agony. But in public, we got this. Is it not the reason why the tears of another can make us so uncomfortable? How their raw, visible pain deeply unsettles us, leaves us searching for a quick fix to make it go away, or even worse, has us averting our gaze, turning away from their tears and from their suffering. And yet, here's a second reading in which we are told that our God promises that each tear will be wiped away. Not that we will have no tears, not that our lives will be free from pain or suffering or hardship, but that our pain will be held in the palm of another's hand, that they will enter into our deepest, rawest wounds and stand with us there, gently wiping, gently holding, gently loving us back into ourselves. My friends, this is what our gospel is all about, for this is what love is all about. To allow ourselves to be loved is to allow another to wipe away our tears. It is to refuse the seductive lure of a society that tells us we're supposed to do this on our own, that we must be strong, that we can't be seen as weak. A society that tells our men, don't you dare cry, not in public. As if there is nothing a man might lose that would be worse than the embarrassing spectacle of tears. A society that tells our women, you can cry, but don't you dare lose control. Don't become a mess. And for heaven's sake, make sure that makeup doesn't run. Our gospel rejects all of these false narratives and embraces the sole narrative that is of God. which is that to follow in Christ's footsteps is to allow another to love our most vulnerable and broken pieces without shame and in the public eye. And then in turn, we are asked to love others with that very same vulnerable love in return. To stand with another and cradle their shattered heart without fear, refusing to flee in the face of the pain they carry, refusing to judge how another carries their pain, wishing they would stop making such a scene, wishing they would not be so public in their grief, refusing to turn away from the tear-stained faces that are all around us, circulated on our social media and broadcast on the evening news. That family who stands in the rubble of the tornado, the child of the immigrant watching her family roughly shoved into the back of a car, the sexual assault survivor standing in the witness stand, the recently fired government employee, each and every face drenched with their own tears. We refuse to look away and instead gently help love them back into themselves. My friends, the wiping of tears is a messy business. It is uncomfortable and scary. But frankly, so is love if we're doing it right. And I don't know about you, but I will choose love every single time. May God be praised.
Unpreachy is a production of St. John Chrysostom Parish in Wallingford, Pennsylvania. Visit us at sjcparish.org. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. This podcast was produced by Brendan Lorden with music by Skytoes on Upbeat. Thanks for listening. Be well.